Last Friday, I got a chance to check in with Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, at Corning's iPhone glass manufacturing facility in Harrodsburg, Kentucky. We've been broadcasting that interview over the course of multiple days because when you get an interview with Tim Cook, it's market moving, and you need to see every bit of it. The stuff's priceless. It does also explain some of the big move we've seen in the stock lately. We've got one more piece of this huge interview with the CEO of arguably the best company in the world. Take a look. Did you ever think, Tim, that the role of a CEO would be a global ambassador and also someone who has to try to make peace with India, with China, with the White House? This isn't what you got in this business for.
You know, it's an incredible job, and it's a privilege of a lifetime to have it. The people that I get to work with are just unbelievable. We trust each other, we collaborate with each other, and I can't imagine life without it.
Well, a lot of people, I think, would say when you hear something like, and we heard this in Truth Social, I have long informed Tim Cook of Apple that I expect the iPhone will be sold in the United States, will be manufactured and built in the U.S., not India. Now, that's the kind of thing where you read it in Truth Social and you say, geez, maybe I ought to reconfigure things, right?
Yeah, definitely a motivator. Definitely a motivator. And so what we were doing, Jim, since we announced a $500 billion commitment toward the beginning of the year, we were continually working to come up with more ways to bring manufacturing into the United States. It's not really bringing it back because that manufacturing was not here to begin with, right? And we came up with several things that we could do more of. One was the glass that you saw today, and we're thrilled with how this project is going. Another is stitching together the end-to-end silicon supply chain. I'm really pleased with how that's going. And yet another one that's a little different than both of those is a deal that we did with MP Materials to do rare earth magnets in the United States. And so a lot of advanced manufacturing can be done in this country and be done competitively in this country.
Now, so a shareholder should feel that even though these international markets are so huge, it's okay to make these things here and okay to commit $600 billion. It was a big deal to commit $1 billion in 2017 when we first talked. $600 billion, that's a huge chunk of a country.
It is a huge one, but we're an American company, and we're a proud American company, and we want to do as much in the United States as we can, not only for product that we sell in this country, but for product that we sell around the world. And so, you know, we do have a global footprint and sell quite a bit of product outside the United States.
Well, is the administration keeping track of how much you're spending?
We're in constant communication. We have a very good relationship. It's very positive. And to their credit, they are focused on regulation and trying to decrease the amount of regulation that it requires to build a new factory, to build a new data center, et cetera.
Did the tariffs work in the sense that they are bringing companies back and they gave us a level playing field, which I think you and I would always think if U.S. had a level playing field, we would win?
I think they're a motivating factor for many businesses. And I hope that there are other factors as well. Like, for example, in this factory, what you get a sense of here is it's not just one thing. It's innovation plus cost competitiveness plus quality. It's the sum of all of these things coming together.
All right, well, let's talk about the phones we saw today. There's a sense from the critics that they don't have enough AI. I always think if they don't have enough AI, then why isn't everyone going to Samsung? The numbers don't show that people are fed up with your AI, do they?
There's a lot of AI in the iPhone. And what we do, you know, is try to do things that are in the background for people and then surface them when they're in the app. And so we integrate AI across our operating system. You might come across it in doing something like smart replies or mail summarization. You might come across it if you wanted to do some visual intelligence, you know, like saying, what is this piece of machinery over here or whatever. You may come across it in the future with live translation, right? And so there's all kind of things built in. And then in addition to that, we're working on a personalized Siri that will be available next year. And we are very excited about this.
Will I be able to use a personalized Siri to be able to connect in a way that I do with a Perplexity or a ChatGPT? Will you have to develop that, or after that incredible decision by a district court judge saying, listen, the relationship you have with Google's fine, yes, they should pay you, will the tables turn? A lot of people felt you would have to buy somebody. I mean, but the way I look at it, if that decision, people should want to access your 1.2 billion users. That, to me, it went from you paying them to they paying you.
You can already, because we've integrated OpenAI into the operating system, you can already use OpenAI with Siri. And so that's available today. But there will obviously be a finer integration in the future.
But there are discussions right now about the way to go, I presume.
We are having great discussions. I can't really talk about those in
if
detail.
you did that, you wouldn't be Tim Cook.
Right. And but basically, Jim, I see AI as the most profound technology of my lifetime. It's that stature, and you think about all the things that have happened in both of our lifetimes, that's really making a statement. And so we are all in.
Now, when I look at what you're doing right now, I think that each one of these phones have more AI, but you don't talk about it enough. I don't find out until I own the phone the AI that you have. There's someone who downgraded your stock the other day who said there isn't enough AI in it, but they don't even have it yet.
Yeah, I can tell you that it's all over the applications. It's all over things that you use and where you are, from notes to messages to mail, all the things that you normally use.
Well, I think that that I do want to try to figure out what can't be done here. We're not making liquid crystal display, even though Corning does that. I'm not seeing that made here. There are certain parts of this that involve the camera. I'm not seeing that made here. Do you think, you know what, the president who says he wants everything made here, is he keeping score and saying, you know what, yeah, sure, they got the glass, they got some of the semi, but I want the camera made here. Is that realistic?
There's 19 billion chips made in America already, and we're scaling that further. And so there's significant semiconductor presence in the United States. You know, we have relationships with many of the people that you report on. And so that feels like we've planted seeds and it's growing and doing well. We're also, as you know, continuing to ramp with TSMC in Arizona.
Right.
And this is a very key project.
Now, what we're seeing here, can it be replicated? And I say that we see these gentlemen who've been working here for years, and we think that we see this plan. It's been so many iterations. Is this something that one of Apple's legacies? I know you want healthcare as your legacy. Should it be that you can bring back? I know some places have never even had, but that you can change the landscape of our nation with 600 billion.
With 600 billion, we hope to do exactly that. And so when you think about, we do business with 79 factories across the United States today. Each of these, there's a story behind. There's a story of a community. There's a story of multi-generational workers. There's a story of earning enough to earn a good living. Not just having a job, but earning a good living. And we're very proud to be a part of that.
You should be. I would think, though, that we may not have the education system to do that. Can some of that money be used for education? You could endow, better endowment than Harvard, University of Texas, whatever. I have to believe that you're going to have to do that, too.
It's part of what's behind the thinking behind the manufacturing academy that we put in Detroit, because we want to train small and medium businesses to be in the manufacturing business in America.
Now, the EU, you're not they don't have the the translation yet? They're not allowed to? What's going on there?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Digital Markets Act is very difficult to navigate. And so there are several innovations that we will bring to the EU, I hope, over time, but need to be delivered in a different manner than they're delivered in other parts of the world. This is an unfortunate side effect of a very rigid regulation.
What's your message to the administration about how urgent what you're doing is and whether the urgency is felt throughout all of business? Because obviously you're well ahead of everyone else in this country.
Well, we feel good about where we are, and we feel that we can be the ripple in the pond. And so stitching together the semiconductor supply chain will not only help Apple, it will help other companies do more in the United States. And so the bringing rare earth magnets into the United States, that will also help other companies as well. So I hope to be a ripple in the pond here.
And what's your message to young people who feel that AI is going to take their job, that the opportunities for them are not nearly as good as their parents or their grandparents? What do you say to them, Tim?
I think there's always been these moments over time where fear crept into our psyche. We feared the spreadsheet. Some accountants and different analysts feared the spreadsheet, but there's probably more of those today that exist than were there before that. We feared the word processor. I'm not saying AI is like the spreadsheet and the word processor. It's much more profound than that. But I think that there will be great opportunities for young people. My advice is to follow your passion and find something that helps other people. And if you can find the intersection of those two things, following your passion that helps other people, you can earn a great living.
Well, let's leave it right there. Thank you to Tim Cook. Thank you for your time, Tim. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.